Hey guys, Mad Theories here. Now, today we're going to talk about the review. Well, I'm doing a review on Flash, Arrow, and Supergirl. Now, before I even get into anything, alright, normally, like, I haven't done, like, a review since they came back. But I figured, hey, it's been a while since this is, like, mid-season. So, you know what? I wanted to see, I just wanted to do this. So we're gonna talk about Supergirl first because it's only right, So alright. So Supergirl, they with the whole rain segment and the whole Mon-El going into what was it, I think the 31st century or I think 31st century. Yeah, when he went to like the future and stuff, which was cool. And he kind of like came back and whatnot, but the whole character of Rain, I thought, to be honest with you, I thought Rain was gonna be a bust. I thought that sucker, like, she was gonna be whack and terrible. But I was like, she won me over. She kind of won me over. So I was like, all right. So because she donned the suit and whatnot, she was like, oh, we're gonna let it rain and this and that. So I was like, all right. Like, she kind of won me over. And then when they was fighting and whatnot, and that's when it was only fair that she beat Supergirl. But I wouldn't say it kind of reminded you of when Doomsday fought Superman, because obviously it was more brutal. So they had to, because since they had to tone it down a bit. They just had to tone it down a bit. But it was still pretty good to see. Like, they was clobbering at each other and whatnot. And then the look on Mon-El's face, like, oh my god. But it was good. It was good. So, like, I rated a 5. I give it a 5 until when the season finale pops up, which will be next year. But for the mid-season finale, I give it a hot 5. But now Flash was interesting because it was like, you got to give it up to the thinker. You really got to give it up to the thinker, because he played out everything. How when he was telling how Barry was like, oh yeah, like, you was the one that orchestrated my escape from the Speed Force. You basically planned out everything that ever happened and whatnot. Like, you knew what you was doing. He was like, yeah, man, like, I knew and whatnot. So it was kind of interesting how he locked him up in this little prison, and he was like, oh, all of your stuff wouldn't work. And even when he captured him and was like having him like fly around and whatnot, and then how he destroyed him, but it really wasn't him. And he basically staged it out where he placed his essence and everything inside I forgot his name. He placed him inside, we're gonna say the telepath. Yeah, because I kind of like forgot his name. But he placed his like his essence and everything, mind inside this guy, the telepath and stuff. And he was just on the phone. It was crazy because he was on the phone with him. He was like, I won, right? He like, Barry, like, what you talking about? What you mean you won? I won. So you gonna need somebody to miss you when you're gone and whatnot. He said, what the hell that's supposed to mean? Next thing you know, he came back to the house. It was funny. He came back to the house. He said, what's all this blood? Next thing you know, you see this man stabbed in the chest with a knife, and then you seen the other knife on the thing. Now, in my opinion, my first thought would have been like, okay, you got a present, someone sending you a knife, just no name, no nothing. Okay, sure, you'll probably think that maybe somebody from the Legend sent you this, somebody from Team Arrow sent you this as a joke. But after everything that's going on, he should have been like a little bit suspective. Like, we getting all these gifts and whatnot. Like, sure, McRoy even sent you like all those little heaters and what was those other things, like kitchen stuff. Like, yeah, like pretty much like kitchen stuff. Like, he sent them more or less. But a knife, just no nothing, a knife. But that's when the cops came along. They said, we about to kick this door in. And he could have took the body. He could have took the body and could have been like, well, I'm not gonna have this go down like this. I'm gonna take the body, clean up the blood real quick, take the body somewhere else, buried the body. He could have done that, but he was like, you know what, I won't run. Next thing you know, the cops come busting all in there. They like, what's going on? What the hell is this? Next thing you know, he looking at him. He's like, oh, Barry, you under arrest. So it makes sense how we finally get to see how Barry he's in jail. So we finally get to understand how he got landed in jail when we seen him go into the I think it was even no, it wasn't the Speed Force. He went back in time, and that's when we kind of like see like all of those other futures that happened and or didn't happen yet and whatnot. And that's when we seen him, like a glimpse of him. He was like in handcuffs. He was in jail. So it's interesting to see that's how it happened and how we will get to see he's in jail. I mean, to be honest with you, when we seen like the trailer for of how you know, he's in trial, he has to stand trial for what happened and whatnot. So I was like, then you see Joe's like his little boo thing says, oh, why don't you tell everybody that you're the Flash? That's the most dumbest thing you can possibly tell the man while standing on trial. Hey guys, you know, I'm the Flash. I kind of saved the city for like, I don't know, 4 years now. So just let me go. And it's like, no, like you would have tons of villains coming after him, like, so you're the Flash, huh? So where's Joe or Iris at? I need to go talk to them. I'm looking for him, you know, stuff like that. So I was like, you don't say nothing like that. But I don't know, like this was like this whole segment, like how he just played everything, like how had Caitlin Snow get kidnapped, and then had this man have him be talking to and stuff. But I still kind of want to know what was his true plans on what he wanted to do to Barry. But I think that was his true plan, just to set him up and have him getting thrown in jail. But we all know that later on he will have like much bigger plans for him. We just have to wait and see. I mean, after all, but I like how the segment somewhat ended where it was like the funny note where Cisco had that thing, and then that's when Harrison was. He was like, wait, that's not a breakup kit. That's he said, no, you know, if she won't break up with me, let me just. He said, oh, Cisco. He said, oh my lord. He said, Joe, can I? You better go to your house and do that. I was like, yo, that was funny though. I was like, yo, that was funny. That was funny. But you know, the segment was pretty dope. Everything on how it happened, you know, I give it a 5. I give it a hot 5, you know, because it was pretty dope. It was pretty dope to see, and yeah, you know, I give it like a hot 5. It was pretty doggone sick, you know. It was pretty doggone sick. And then now on to Arrow. Now, Arrow. Oh my God, Arrow. Only thing I could tell you, that's how the bad guys win. Bad guys always wins. This is where I put it. Like I say it like this, like the bad guys always win, because you see how at the end you see Ayatollah of Rock and Rolly. You see him there. You see Richard Dragon there. You seen this man there. You seen Vigilante there. You see Black Siren there. I was like, yo, that's a team. That's a freaking united front. That's a freaking team and whatnot. Bad guys always win. Let's go. But the segment was interesting. We didn't now when Lance was basically saying that, there's a guy on your team, you know, saying that, there's a person. As I say, there's a person that's on your team. He's ready to turn heel. He's about to stool pitching. He said, wait, who's about to stool pitching? So, you know, he had them all sit there. Obviously, he trusts Diggle and Felicity, you know, they're original. So they ain't gonna snitch. That's why he was like saying, you know, I should never trust them. I should never trust them. And then Dinah was a likely candidate because she was talking to Vigilante. But then I wouldn't say Curtis. But don't like Curtis was not like no. Curtis wouldn't snitch. But Wild Dog was like wow, like Wild Dog. I mean, some people would say they expected it, and then some people would say that they really didn't expect it, because it's like, then again, it's like you can't really expect Wild Dog, because in my opinion, like I was like kind of like whoa, like you snitching, but then again, you really gotta think about it, because when what's his face? His name was Church something. I forgot his name. But when that dude basically tortured him and was beating the hell out of him, he basically snitched and told Prometheus. He was like, oh, I know who the Green Arrow is. So he's like, oh, his name is Oliver Queen and whatnot. So it's like he was known for snitching in the past, so it's nothing new. It's nothing new about him snitching now. He was snitching in the past. So I was surprised, but I know a lot of people wasn't really surprised about that until he was like, oh yeah, this woman got so much dirt on me, so I have to snitch and whatnot. So he was like, you get out, just leave. So as we see how Black Siren and Quentin Lance's relationship turns out, that she lost her father in an accident, and they both have like that chemistry of, one lost the other and the other lost the other. So obviously we're gonna see Laurel become good. We're gonna see that because she let him live. So it's like, it's a possibility that we're gonna see her turn good and whatnot. There's gonna be a possibility, and she may probably join Team Arrow. She probably will get cleaned up and stuff, and they're gonna have like the little Kindle type of relationship and whatnot. But see, I would like to say that Oliver knew that Black Siren planted a bug in there to make sure that the bad guys see this and whatnot. But I forget, he's no Batman, because Batman would have been like, okay, hold on, let me check this entire place. There's a bug here, there's a thing here and whatnot. But I would like to say he planned out the ruse to break up the team to fool them, because he knew there was a bug in there. But like I said before, he's no Batman, so he wouldn't know that there was a bug in there. So yeah, so now that the team is broken up for a bit, but that eventually that they will come back together to take down like this super team that they have over here, because he can't do it by himself, because Diggle's still kind of getting his arm together, and they all don't trust him at the moment. They don't even trust none of them at the moment because of what they did on spying on them and tracking them down and stuff. So it's until when they get their share together. But since at the end, like, I personally liked it, because like I said, the bad guys always win at that point in time because they stood together as a united front, which was dope. I give it a 5. I give it a 5. Like that was good. That was really good. That was really good. How they was all standing there and whatnot. And they was like, yeah. And I was like, Ayatollah, what you doing there? I'm like, what you doing there? I understand you and Oliver got a rocky relationship, but you with everybody in there. And then you see Richard Dragon in there. He's like, yeah, man, I like what I see here and shit. I was like, oh man, that's so messed up. They all stooges, and I'm like, see, if it would have been funny but messed up that if Oliver would have went to jail, then it would have been Barry and him, I would like to say, in the same cell together or whatever. He's like, what you in here for? Oh, I got framed. What you in here for? Oh, one of my men stooged on me. Get out, for real? He's like, yeah, man, he stooged and whatnot. So it's like, it would have been interesting but funny, but nah, we all know that he's not gonna go no jail, and Barry will eventually get out of jail, but we're just gonna be able to see. But for all 3 shows, I give it a 5, but I just cannot wait for Black Lightning, because Black Lightning is going to be sick. So yeah, if you like what you heard what you like, please subscribe, share, do all that wonderful stuff, and I'll catch you later.